Okay, so now I'm going to.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening to all. So I'm going to share the screen and we'll continue the class. Okay, if somebody will come, then we'll let in later. Yeah. So what we had discussed in previous class, we had discussed about displacement reaction, is it?
Yes, sir.
Then we had discussed about double displacement and precipitation reaction also, na? So today we will
We were
discuss.
in balancing chemical reactions.
We were in balancing the chemical.
Balancing, sir. Balancing chemical equations.
Was done, na? Okay, that means our section is 10th A, right?
Yes, sir.
10A.
10A. Okay, so it was for. Yes. So it is 10. Just let me rename this page. Class 10A. It is 10B. Class 10B. Chapter 1. Okay. So we had discussed about balancing the chemical reaction in our previous lecture. So today we are going to discuss about the types of chemical reaction, right? I think we had discussed combination reaction also, na?
Yes, sir.
So today we will discuss about decomposition reaction. Yeah, we have written here next. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in previous video, if you having any doubt, then ask me. We'll continue or we'll continue from the next from decomposition reaction. Any doubt from the previous session? And what about the homework that I have given? Okay, let it be. We'll start the session from the decomposition reaction. Okay. Yeah. So now we are going to discuss about the decomposition reaction. It is just opposite of the combination reaction. Okay. See what decomposition reaction says. Suppose we have one reactant. Okay. And it is KClO3. What is KClO3? It is potassium chlorate.
Potassium chloride.
Yes, it is potassium chlorate. Okay, you know, when potassium chlorate dissociates in presence of MnO2. MnO2 is a catalyst. It is used to increase the rate of decomposition of KClO3. Okay, so it is only the catalyst. So when KClO3 dissociate, it gives potassium chloride, it is KCl, along with oxygen gas is released. Again, we have to balance this reaction. So in order to balance, I'm going to write 2 over here. Here again 2 coefficient and here 3. Now the reaction is balanced now. So what happens here? The single substance break down to form into the simpler form. So this potassium chloride, it is potassium chloride. Potassium chloride. It is nothing but the salt. Okay, and oxygen gas is released. Okay, during the reaction. So here we have seen that a substance, it's breaks down into the simpler form. Okay, so these are the simpler form of the given reactant. Okay, so we had to define this reaction also. So what will be the definition? When a single substance single substance breaks down into simpler form. Okay, or we can also write break down into two or more simpler form. Okay, is called as decomposition reaction. It is DE, decomposition reaction. Okay, so and before starting the reaction, we can write the initial part of the definition is the reaction in which okay, so we have to remove this when and okay, so we can write here the reaction in which a single substance breaks down into the simpler form is called as decomposition reaction. Okay, so decomposition means to decompose, means a complex substance when break down into simpler form is nothing but the decomposition reaction. Okay, so this is the definition. Okay, now we have to, okay, this is the definition and this is the example. Okay, now I'm going to write the description for the given chemical reaction. Okay, so here potassium chlorate. Okay, or we can write when potassium, or we can write only formula KClO3. Okay, dissociates in presence of MnO2. It is manganese oxide, MnO2 catalyst. MnO2 catalyst, potassium chloride, which is KCl, and oxygen gas is formed.
Sir, what is MnO2?
It is manganese oxide. We have our metal which atomic number is 25. Okay, Mn is the manganese. Okay, it is manganese and its atomic number is 25. When it reacts with oxygen, form MnO2. It is manganese oxide. It is a catalyst. You know what is catalyst? Catalysts are the chemical substance. Catalysts are the chemical substance they use to increase the rate of chemical reaction. Okay, they are the chemical substance. They are used to increase the rate of reaction. Okay, suppose here we have KClO3. We have KClO3. Okay, it is potassium chlorate. When it dissociate by heating, if we will dissociate by heating without presence of MnO2, then the reaction will proceed very slow. Okay, the reaction will proceed very slow. To increase the rate of reaction, or we can say to increase the dissociation of KClO3, MnO2 have to be present there. Okay, so in presence of MnO2, KClO3, which is potassium chlorate, dissociate very fast, rapid. Okay, so what MnO2 is doing here? MnO2 is used to increase the rate of chemical reaction. So those chemical substance they use to increase the rate of chemical reactions are called as catalyst. So let me write for you here catalyst. Okay, catalyst. Catalysts are the chemical substance which used or which are used to increase the rate of chemical reaction. Chemical reaction are called as catalyst. Understood? So in above
Yes, sir.
reaction, yes, in above reaction, MnO2 was the catalyst. Okay. MnO2 is the catalyst for decomposition of KClO3. Okay. Next, see here we have few more example. Okay, see here mercury oxide, it is HgO. Mercury oxide is HgO. Okay, when it heated, mercury get mercury oxide get dissociate to form mercury, which is Hg, is separated out, and oxygen gas is released. Okay, so again in order to balance, I'm going to write 2 here and 2 here also. Okay, now reaction is balanced. So this is again, yes,
Sir,
uh-huh.
sir, dissociates means breaking down into simpler form,
Yes,
sir.
yes, when a complex substance
Okay, sir.
breaking down into the simpler form is dissociation reaction. Okay, here we have one more example. See, H2O2. What is H2O2? It is hydrogen peroxide. It is hydrogen peroxide. So when I'm going to write chemical reaction here, it is H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. Okay, when it dissociate, when it dissociate in presence of ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. So I am going to write here sunlight. Okay, it dissociate in presence of sunlight to form water, and oxygen gas is released during the reaction. Again, in order to balance, I'm going to write 2 here and 2 here. Okay, because one H2A2 will release only one oxygen atom. So in order to produce O2, we have to have 2 oxygen atom. That's why we have taken 2 H2O2 molecule. Okay, so now the reaction is balanced. So here, what sunlight is doing, again, it is acting as a catalyst. Okay, it helps in dissociation of hydrogen peroxide into water. Okay, this reaction is also shows the dissociation reaction. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, in this part, if you want to take a screenshot, you can take screenshot from here. Once done, just let me know. Huh? Done?
Yes.
Okay, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So now we will understand. See, there are some concept that we have to understand. Okay, if dissociation reaction, I'm going to write different condition over here. Number 1, if dissociation takes place, or dissociation reaction takes place by heating then it is called as thermal decomposition reaction. Therm means heat. Okay, therm means heat. Thermal decomposition reaction. decomposition reaction. Okay. Number 2, if dissociation, see, if we are dissociating by hitting any object, any compound, okay, like we have calcium carbonate. Okay, like we have calcium carbonate. You know calcium carbonate?
Yes,
It
sir.
is CaCO3. It is calcium carbonate. When it dissociate in presence of here, or when we will hit that calcium carbonate, will break down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas is formed. And carbon dioxide is formed. Okay, so it is dissociation reaction takes place in presence of or by heating. Okay, that's why it is called as thermal decomposition. See, therm means heat. Therm means heat. So it is thermal decomposition reaction. Understood?
Sir,
Yes.
Sir,
can you repeat the meaning of dissociation?
Okay. See, what happens when this dissociation reaction or thermal decomposition reaction?
Dissociation.
See, dissociation means breakdown. Dissociation means breakdown. Dissociate, to break down. Dissociate means to break down. Wait a second. To break down. To break down. Yes.
CaCO3 means quicklime, no, sir?
CaCO3 is calcium carbonate.
Quicklime, no, sir. Quicklime, sir. Some other name is quicklime, I think, sir.
No. Quicklime is what? When we will, see, quicklime is what I'm going to explain you. When calcium carbonate, CaCO3, CO3, when it mixed in water, it gives, water means H2O. It gives calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Okay, and carbon dioxide gas is released. So this calcium hydroxide is quicklime, lime water.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to erase it now because it is not the part of dissociation reaction. So I'm going to erase it now. So dissociation means to break down. Okay, if dissociation takes place by heating, then it is called as thermal decomposition reaction. Okay. Number 2, second, we have, if dissociation reaction takes place in presence of sunlight, okay, like ultraviolet rays, then it is called as if dissociation reaction or dissociation reaction takes place in presence of light, in presence of light, then it is called as, name is written over here, photolytic. Just have to remember, photo means light. So here, if dissociation reaction takes place in presence of light, or we can write here ultraviolet rays, UV rays. Okay, ultraviolet rays, then it is called as photolytic dissociation. Photolytic dissociation reaction. Understood, everybody? Example, just we have understood previously, it is H2O2, it is hydrogen peroxide. when it dissociate in presence of sunlight. In presence of sunlight, gives H2O and oxygen gases releases. So this is dissociation reaction takes place in presence of light. That why it is called as photolytic dissociation reaction. Okay. Number 3, one more we have. If dissociation reaction takes place by electrolytic reduction, electrolytic reduction reaction, then it is called as see here it is given here electrolytic decomposition reaction. Okay, then it is called as electrolytic reduction reaction. Okay, example will understand with the help of example also. When water, okay, when water is dissociates in presence of current, electric current, E current. E current means electric current, huh? So don't get confused. E current. Okay, it gives hydrogen gas along with oxygen gas. Okay, so again in order to balance, I'm going to write 2 coefficient and 2 coefficient over here. Okay, now reaction is balanced. So here what happens? Water when electrically dissociate in electrolytic cell, it dissociate to form hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Okay, so this is again decomposition reaction, but it takes place in presence of electric current. That why it is called as electrolytic reduction reaction. Okay, so here on decomposition reaction we understood 3 different type of dissociation reaction. Okay, understood everybody? Till here, any doubt?
Yes. No, sir.
No, sir.
So
Is
just
dissociation and decomposition the same?
yes, decomposition and dissociation is the same thing. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So now take a screenshot. You all enjoying the session now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Getting everything clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. So we will move on the next reaction. Next reaction is displacement reaction, and we do not have place. So see, displacement reaction, I'm going to explain this side. Will do. So next reaction is displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. Write down the heading displacement reaction. Done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first we will understand this, then we will write definition later on. Okay. So first we have to understand what is displacement reaction basically. Suppose we have, I think we had discussed already this reaction. I'm going to revise. Okay. That we had taken one container. Here we have taken water, and we know water is colorless. Okay, water is colorless. It is water. Okay, and we have added copper sulfate here, CuSO4. It is a salt of copper we have added over here. Okay, and we have formed the solution of copper sulfate, so we will call it aqueous copper sulfate. Here we have container, and we will have here blue colored solution. Okay, we will have here blue colored solution. Okay, it is aqueous copper sulfate, CuSO4, and in bracket we have to write AQ. It is aqueous. Okay, and its color is blue. Its color is blue. Understood this one? Now, if we will add iron nail in it, iron nail.
Yes.
Okay, this is iron nail. The symbol of iron is Fe. Okay, it is Fe. We have only 10 minutes to complete this session because again Zoom is allowing only for 40 minutes. See,
Sir,
yes. Yes, beta.
sir, what is aqueous? What is aqueous?
Fe is iron.
Sir, not Fe, sir. Aqueous. Aqueous solution.
Aqueous means the solution of any substance in water is called as aqueous. If we will add sodium chloride, NaCl that we are using every day in our food, in our daily diet, if we will
Yes, sir.
dissolve in water, okay, then we will call it aqueous solution of NaCl, means the solution of NaCl in water. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
See, if what will happen here, see, if we will add iron nail over here in the solution of aqueous copper sulfate, then what will happen here? See, here copper sulfate is a compound where copper is an element, metal. It is the metal. And if ferrous will come in contact with the copper sulfate solution, then what will happen here? Copper sulfate and ferrous, if we will compare the reactivity of both the metal, then we will find ferrous is more reactive than copper. Ferrous is more reactive than copper. So what ferrous will do? Ferrous will displace this copper from its salt, from its compound, and will form the ferrous sulfate. The compound will be FeSO4, and copper will get separated. Okay, so here what happens? What will happen here? What happens? The more reactive, see, ferrous is more reactive. It is more reactive than copper. It is THAN, than copper. Okay, so what ferrous will do? It will replace the copper from its salt or from its compound to form its own salt. Okay, see here, ferrous and sulfate, they form ferrous sulfate. Okay, and that copper is separated out. So here what happens? The ferrous is being more reactive, it displaces the less reactive metal from its compound, is called as displacement reaction. So here displacement takes place. Displacement takes place. That's why this reaction is called as displacement reaction. Understood, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to write the definition for it. Okay, so what will be the definition now? Definition. Okay, so the reaction in which the reaction in which more reactive element or metal displaces less reactive metal from its compound. from its compound to form its own compound, or we can write till here only, metal from its compound or to form its own compound is called as displacement reaction. Okay, and in example you can write the same what we have written here. It is CuSO4 reacts with ferrous, they undergo displacement reaction to form ferrous sulfate FeSO4 along with copper. Okay, so this is copper sulfate. It is iron. It is iron sulfate of ferrous sulfate. And it is copper. Okay, so this is the reaction. Understood everybody, or you are getting any doubt?
No, sir.
No doubt? Pakka?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody, I'm listening only 1 and 2 yes, and others are not replying even.
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just take a screenshot, then we'll move to next reaction.
Sir, done, sir.
Done? Everybody?
Done.
Done.
Noted, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, here we have one more example, so we have to understand this also. Right, this now it is clear. See here, if we will compare, see here, zinc and when react with copper sulfate. Okay, so here again reactivity of zinc is greater than copper. So what zinc will do? Zinc will replace copper from its compound to form zinc sulfate, and copper will get separated again. Again, it is the displacement reaction.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, how do we know that a particular element is more reactive than the other element?
So you have to go through. We will discuss about the next lecture. We will discuss about the reactivity series. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So in a reactivity series, all the transition metals or metals, they have a range in increasing or maybe in decreasing order of their reactivity. That series is called as reactivity series. So if elements on the top of the series will be more reactive, on the middle of the series will be medium reactive, and if they are in bottom, they're like in bottom of the series we will have gold, platinum, silver. Okay, so they are very less reactive. Okay, so we will understand all the reactivity on the basis of the reactivity series. We will understand reactivity series, don't worry about it. But probably you have understood, I think, because in reactivity series all the metals, they are arranged in decreasing or sometimes increasing order of their reactivity from top to bottom. Okay, from there we will understand which element or metal is more reactive and which is less reactive. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next again one more example we have here, copper and silver. See, we had just discussed silver is a very less reactive. Okay, and copper as compared to the silver, copper is more reactive. So here we have to write copper is more reactive than silver. Okay, so now copper will replace this silver to form its own compound. Okay, like it form copper nitrate and silver is get separated out. Okay, so here again displacement reaction takes place. Okay, understood?
Understood, sir.
Okay, so our session will over within a minute, so I think you have to write both the example. See, once you are writing this new name or write chemical reaction, you have to write their name also here. Yes, beta. Yes. Any doubt?
Sir, after this, we should join, sir.
Yes, we have to join because we have to, complete
Sir,
1 hour session. Huh?
I won't be able to join, sir. I won't able to join, sir.
You won't able.
Yes, sir, because we have fasting time, sir.
Okay.
7 o'clock, sir.
Your name?
Ahil, sir.
Okay. So, but other students they had to join because we had to complete 1 hour session every day, na? In every lecture. Yeah. So I'm
Sir,
going
1
to.
month till.
You will find the lecture on YouTube channel also. Don't worry.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay.